Welcome back to another video. In today's video it's about 3 new presets I created for my Patreons. You can get these presets on my Patreon page for the $5 tier. It's not super expensive, but just as a disclaimer, this is not free content. So on my recent stream last Friday, I thought maybe it would be nice to create some presets for some situations where I want to create something in a live environment, or I need to improvise and I need some sequences pretty fast without searching through all my samples. So I created 3 new presets here, which I call ambient tools. And this is just a collection of presets I want to extend in the future, but for now it's only 3 presets. And you can see in the background here running is a pad wave file, which is just pitched down by 21 semitones here. And you can also get this wave sound or wave file from my last sample drop on my Patreon page. So it's also available there if you want to, recreate this patch here. And then I have these 3 presets here on 3 tracks. So the first one is called Percussionist or Ambient Percussionist. And as the name says, it tries to create some rhythmic elements, some percussion elements. And all it needs as an input is a gate or a note signal. So we can create here, a note clip. And in this note clip, we just paint a random note. And it doesn't need to be, or you don't need to be specific with the pitch. You can just use C here. It doesn't matter really. All we need is the gate input or not the pitch information. So now we have this down here. We can hear now the sequence running. And we can generate a new sequence by hitting the generate button here. So the generate button generates a new sequence. It also generates new sounds triggered by these sequences, and also the audio effects here on the preset are also randomly altered a little bit. You can also have here some tweak knobs you can use, for instance reverb time. You can bring in the repeater completely wet or just mix it in 50% here. Then we have here volume sliders on knobs for the clicks, toms and the rumblers. And we can also change the modulation amount. So some of these sequences modulate filters and loudness levels and so on. And you can change here this by turning this down, for instance, if you just want to have slight clicks and pops here and there. So it's kind of a dynamic knob or dynamic slider or expression, however you want to call it. So you can use this to modify this patch. You can also slow down the whole sequence here by maybe going to 2 bars, the phase length of 2 bars. So it's the same sequence, it's just stretched out to 2 bars or 4 bars. By the way, the generation here is also synchronized to the grid, so you can press this anytime, but it waits for the next bar to happen to implement these changes. So now that we have this, we can move on to the second preset here, which is called glitches or ambient glitches. And it also needs a gate input here. And I choose to use these gate inputs because maybe you want to sequence these effects or these presets, and you want to have some parts without these presets and some parts with these presets, so you can choose here with the note clip where you want to put these. So it's nice for arranging these sounds or these sequences. So the second one here is a bit subtle effect, so we just solo this here and press generate. And this one generates some glitch sounds that are also changing in speed and loudness. Something like this. And also so when you hit generate, it basically generates a sequence when these effects occur in the loop, and also how they modify over time and how they sound. And you have here some knobs where you can, you know, high pass, low pass. You can modify the sound then here on the FX box pretty easily. And you can also change the modulation amount, so you can, you know, have the filter not working too much if you don't like it. You can also change here the input, white noise or pink noise. And if you think these clicks and pops are too fast, you can change the rate of the clock speed. So you have some, you know, some modifications you can implement here on certain parts. And the last one, the last preset is called licks, and it's a modification of my random melody generator. It generates a random melody in key and scale, and it also needs an a gate or note information as an input, but you can also hit play here and then it plays all the time, so you don't need to lay down a gate signal if you don't want to. And then you generate basically a new melody. And then you also generate a new sequence when this melody fades in and fades out. So you also have, or you have some kind of melody cuts at certain points in your loop. Not all the time. It's not a melody that plays over and over and over. It just fades in at certain points. And this is randomly generated. So let's bring this one down. And also, yeah, it only generates notes, so you can choose which kind of synthesizer you want to use. You can also send this out to hardware if you want to. As you can hear, it's just playing a note. But it plays exactly this same note at the same position every time. If you don't like it, just hit generate and you get a new sequence. So what you can do is you can create a nice little random atmosphere. You have a pad, you have a nice little rhythm that sounds interesting. You have these glitches here, maybe they're a bit too annoying over time. But yeah, you have something that runs in the background, and then you can go to your synthesizer, maybe improvise something with your synthesizer, or play something on top. And if you get bored of the sequences, then you generate new sequences or add something to it with another set of tools. So you have like something you can play around with and alternate between and keep the listener interested in what, you know, what's playing at the moment. So like I said, these are basically the first 3 presets, and I want to add more to this because I need some of these tools for myself, because I plan to do more of these live streams on my YouTube channel. And yeah, it's nice to have something like this at hand to come up with some sequences pretty fast. You can also maybe use it as just in the background, have some main drums and then play this on top here to get, you know, make the drums more interesting. So yeah, a lot of options. So like I said, you can get these 3 presets on my Patreon page if you subscribe at the $5 tier, and you can also then download all my old presets in all my old goodies on Patreon when you are subscribed. So I think it's a nice way of supporting me also. So also a big thanks to all my current Patreon supporters, which is super nice to have all these people supporting me, and it's great fun to produce all these presets every day and yeah, make some content for the community. So yeah, if you like the video, if you think this is helpful, then please leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I think that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and bye.